Here we are. Happy Memorial Day to everyone around the world and USA. 10:35 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3/26, 2014 on a Monday. What do we have below? What we have right here is a monthly chart on Baidu. And this is the calendar year right now. And that blue line is a 10-month moving average. And we can clearly see that the lows that were put over here in the month of April, that those lows were, and I'll just show you down here, those lows in that particular month was 140.66. That's what that wick was. So we've gone from that area with an oversold condition on the monthly, and we popped right up here to that monthly resistance. So the close was 163 or 167.63 was the close on the calendar monthly level. That was the close, and we're going to be ending that now. Let's just pull up another chart, and I'm going to go ahead and put in this Baidu trade on this daily chart level, so you can see from a daily chart level of what we're talking about. And we're talking about the fact that on this very low volume that Baidu is hitting a wall of resistance, and that Baidu came from an oversold condition from that original high over here. You can see where these MACD bars were, and we put in the lows, and ever since then we've had a new buy signal on Baidu, and it's trying to take out these daily resistance levels. One of the things I can say very clear is that 2-day buy signal is here. The wall of resistance starting out tomorrow morning is going to be coming up here. It's going to come right across here. It's going to come right across here where it broke down over here, and it broke down over here on 122 January, put in that low here. We popped straight up in that volatility with an earnings report at this high. From that high of, and I will just tell you the high here on that daily, that's right around 188, and it fell all the way down, and every time it bounced it slowed down and made lower lows, and it got down here to 140. So do the math. It was about a 45-point move. We hit and we peaked in the oversold condition, and then we rallied up here, and we're testing where this particular rally is going to be very challenging for Baidu when it comes up here and hits that resistance level. And I also have another resistance level at this level. So you're looking at I would say it was going to be around 170.6. And then, of course, we're going to come down here in that daily bar, and it's 167.38. And the low of that is 165.38. So we're closing right into this negative resistance level for Baidu. One of the other things that I'm going to show is a Baidu in the money, 170 put. And that these 170 puts, I'm going to show you right now, these 170 puts are marked down to a low of $6.80 on that 170.621 put on Baidu that's in the money. Now, as Baidu goes up, we're going to be buying these. As Baidu hits that resistance level that I'm talking about right here, that is a very challenging environment for that stock. And once again, on that monthly, that support level on the 10-month is going to be 159. And it's been rising in value on that 10-month moving average, which is a key level. It's above it. And these are the trends right over here in the whole calendar year. So stay tuned for it. And not only that, we are going to conclude here in 1 second the Baidu trade. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We are approaching the weekly chart. It's very important to see it because Baidu was about to go into a weekly sell signal. And by looking at these weekly trends in calendar 2013, I am just once again going to set this up. And the part that I'm going to set up on this weekly area, that these weekly chart areas that go back over here. Now, that trend line there is about 173, where that support level kind of broke up there before it got to its 52-week high. This is that calendar month of January. That was a counter trend, but let me just tell you something. After that counter trend, we went straight down here, and that white line is a 50-week moving average, which is very bullish for Baidu on the weekly chart. Because the reason why I say that, MMTs, is for the following. I'm going to just blow that up. We already know what the history is, and we have our market maker platform. I'm just showing what the public looks at. This is that rising, look at that rising 50-week moving average. That's at 150 right now. Let's make sure of it. Let's go to the info tool. Now let's make sure. That 50-week moving average has been a wall of support for Baidu. And not only that, that these lows that were getting put in from this original low has happened. And one of the things that we're going to tell you, and we'll be happy to tell you the following, that Baidu had this one, I'm just going to show you on this 50-week moving average, that low on that 50-week, and it's been rising, and it's been holding as support. That was 140, and I'm going to show you 140. That was the low, and I'm going to say 100, and let's just use 140.00 minus this high right here on 5/18 week. The closing was 167 and some change. So we're going to go minus 167, and I'm going to go equal. That is a 27-point move with all of these weekly moving averages. You see, once it broke below the 10-week and the 20-week, those were a crossover here, which got this stock down here in that weekly level. Now they're challenging, and I'm going to let the MMT know. The 20-week moving average, 162. The 10-week moving average, where it's bent right here, that is, believe it or not, 156.19. That rising 50-week, which is ultimately that same support level, that 50-week is 150.44. And of course, the 100-week moving average is way, way down there at 126. I'm just saying that from this weekly chart, we are hitting that top. Look at the bullishness in that weekly bar. This was the weekly reversal bar, big and green. So when we start out the week with the daily, is that we have to see another red bar right away, starting on the weekly, like we did right here to give you that reference point. And on this daily put option, that's the 170 put option, and we're going to be buying that put option. And that's at $6.80. So MMTs, just listen to this. When we go up and hit that 167 level, we're going to start buying these right around $3.20 to $3.50, $3.20 bid, $3.50 ask. Because on that chart pattern, if we go up there, they're going to take that lower premium out of that 170, and boom, we're in it. And that's based on the weekly chart of Baidu doing its thing. On the daily chart, which I just put in here, all of the daily, we got a daily buy signal for 3 days, and we did. And that high was 167, and it closes, believe it or not. I just want you to know that every time that this thing dipped down, it's got that 5-day rally. 1 day, there's a 3rd day. That line there for a daily moving average is a 100-day simple moving average at 163. And we have popped right up here to the close. I will draw a trend line for you. And our application, it's telling us that the upper end where this trend started on these daily lows over here at that 140 level is that we ran exactly, once again, we have a $27 move up in the Baidu on that reversal trend. And that Baidu, right now, I'm going to take these other trend lines out, and I'm simply going to start working this horizontal line right here. This is where it broke major support in 13 up here at the all-time 52-week high, and a straight move down. We rallied up significantly, but here's the thing. We did make that lower low on this daily right here, and that's where that $27 move up in May, and we are going to hit another wall of resistance, and that's going to be 171.49. And then of course we're going to get over here and we're going to take these peaks up where we were breaking that, and we were breaking that, we were breaking that resistance level, and now from a daily perspective we're good to go. I've showed you the options which are going to play out on the put side. That's going to be the cheapest side of the market with this great wall of resistance that we have scheduled for tomorrow morning. Please hold on. This is a June contract, the 165 call on Baidu. And basically what we see here, that Baidu put a bottom in the contract. It was $2.98 on the high, but buying these down here, it was $2. Let's just call it $2.30. And these calls have rocked based on the trend. And these are up there on the call side at 710. So we're going to be watching how to buy the call side as we trade the put side. That's the 165 call in the money. Here is the 160 call that it too made a bottom of what? $3.50. Let's call it 360. And what? For the third day here and the fifth day. Now, this is on that call on Baidu where we would buy that call. And once the calls comes down, the puts are going to be buyable and we'll get the put side. So that way we'll have both sides of the trend covered based on the daily trends. That's in the money, 160. I will show you the 170 call right here. That's where this is out of the money call. And we're going to be watching where this will peak. And then we'll be looking at that one for a trade right down here around a $1.20, $1.50 area when it pulls back. So we have the calls. Not only that, we have the time frame in Baidu, and there is Baidu's major resistance levels. These are ultimately the daily support levels, and we're hitting right up here, and we're kicking on all cylinders. I'm going to put a half bar right there. Bingo. There it is on Baidu. Both the short trade and the put options will trade the equity and we'll trade the call side, and it's all based on this daily movement with that daily buy signal that got into Baidu.